Are at the half in the NFC Championship game. The Seahawks, thanks to a late first half touchdown, lead the Rams 17-13. Let's take a look at some stats from the first half of this game. Seahawks put up 239 yards of offense in that first half. The Rams put up 204. 3 penalties called in that first half, all of them called against the Seahawks for 25 yards. Very even time of possession, 15 minutes, 14 seconds for the Rams, 14 minutes, 46 seconds for the Seahawks. Individually in that first half, Sam Darnold, 12 of 18, passing 209 yards and 1 touchdown. The 12 completions went to 5 different receivers. 7 receptions, 115 yards, and 1 first-half touchdown for Jackson Smith and Jigba. 2 catches, 24 yards for Kenneth Walker. 1 catch apiece for Rashid Shaheed. That was that 51-yard catch that set up the first Seattle touchdown. George Holani, A.J. Barner with a catch apiece as well. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford, 8 of 15, passing the football in the first half, 125 yards, 1 touchdown. His 8 completions went to 5 different receivers. Puka Nacua, the leading receiver, 4 catches, 75 yards. Devontae Adams, Tyler Higbee, and Kyron Williams with a catch apiece. Kyron Williams, a 9-yard touchdown reception. Colby Parkinson also with 1 reception in that first half. Running the football for the Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, 9 carries, 37 yards. 38 yards total in the first half, as George Holani has the other yard rushing for Seattle. For the Rams, Blake Corum rushed it 7 times for 40 yards. Kyron Williams, 7 carries, 31 yards. Matthew Stafford carried it once for 13 yards, and Puka Nacua had 1 carry for 4 yards. 88 yards rushing in the first half for the Rams. And we sit 17-13 at the half. Seahawks leading the Rams, and the Seahawks will have the football to start the second half. So they have a chance to go 2 for 1 here. They got that touchdown toward the end of the first half, and now we'll get the ball to open the second half. So we'll see what the Seahawks are able to do offensively. Winner to take on the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Patriots winning in Denver in the AFC Championship earlier today, 10-7. In what was a snowy second half there in the Mile High City. So for the Rams, they're going to have to somehow, some way, find a way to maybe not totally stop Jackson Smith and Jigba in the second half, but going to have to contain him somehow, as he has hurt the Rams badly in the first half. 115 yards receiving for Jackson Smith and Jigba in that first half. So here we go, just about ready for the second half kickoff. As nighttime is fallen over Seattle, Washington. So here we go. Rams kick it off to start the second half. And we are underway with the second half kickoff. That ball is going to be picked up in the end zone, and now we'll be down right there. That was a live ball there. And so the Seahawks will get the football to open the second half as they will have a first down and 10. Back comes Sam Darnold and that Seahawks offense. First down for the Seahawks. Now, since they had a chance to return that kick, but it got by the kick returner, it went into the end zone for a touchback with a chance to return it. The Seahawks are going to get it at the 20, not the 35. Here's a first down carry for 4 yards for Kenneth Walker, and it'll be second down and 6. Second and 6 from the 24. Opening possession, third quarter. Walker in motion. Darnold takes the snap. Darnold looks. Darnold throws to Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's another first down up to the 37-yard line. That'll go for 13 more to Smith and Jigba. First down for the Seahawks from the 37. That's now 127 yards receiving for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Darnold rolling right. Darnold will just throw it out of bounds. It'll be second down and 10. Boys, where Darnold was being pressured and just had to get rid of that one there. Second and 10. Second and 10 from the 37. Here's a handoff on second down, and this is going to go for a loss. There is a flag on the play. Walker loses 2 on second down. We'll check the flag. Seahawks were called for 3 penalties in the first half. It was a penalty-free first half for the Rams. We'll see what this one is. It is holding against the Seahawks. Rams are going to decline that since there was a loss on the play. So instead of second and 20, the Rams declined the penalty to set up third down and 12. Third and 12 for the Seahawks. Football at the 35. Darnold takes the shotgun snap. Darnold in trouble. Darnold goes down at the 27. The Rams defense steps up again, and the Seahawks pick up one first down, but the drive stalls after that, and the Rams force a Seahawks punt. Here comes the Seahawks punt. And back to that's a muff! And the Seahawks recover. Smith was backpedaling and lost his footing and tapped the ball, which made it live, and the Seahawks recover inside the 20. Ooh, a big mistake for the Rams on special teams. Boy, Smith looks like he just tripped on it was going to catch that, and he just tripped on his own feet. And the ball hit him. And Seattle right there to recover. An excellent opportunity for the Seahawks to go up 2 scores here. That was just a case of losing your footing at a bad time. First down at the 17 of the Rams for the Seahawks. Darnold throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. It took one play after the muff punt, and the Seahawks go up 2 scores. Jake Bobo on the touchdown reception for Seattle. Extra point is up and good, and it is 24-13. After the special teams error by the Rams, the Seahawks take advantage. And the Seahawks are up 11, 3 minutes into the third quarter. You give the Seahawks the ball inside the red zone to start a drive, and it only took the Seahawks one play to capitalize. So now the Rams find themselves in an 11-point hole. We've seen him do it before. If anybody can respond, it is Matthew Stafford. So the Seahawks now have an 11-point lead with 12:02 to play in the third quarter. So can the Rams answer? Boy, Lumen Field's been rocking all night. They're really rocking now. After that insurance touchdown that's put the Seahawks up 11. And here's the kickoff. It's taken at the 3. Across the 10, 20-yard line, 25, and dropped right there. And that's where the Rams will start their next drive as Whittington brought down at the 25. First down for the Rams at the 25. Stafford fakes the handoff. Now we'll throw a deep right side. Pass is caught down across midfield and out of bounds. That's a big answer. Colby Parkinson on the reception. And a big gainer there on first down. Had some pushing and shoving after the play was over. That pass was good for 40 yards up to the Seahawks 35. Here's a handoff on first down. And up to the 32-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3. Setting up second down and 7 as Blake Corum got the carry. Second and 7 at the 32 of the Seahawks. Rams looking to answer and get back in this game. 10.5 to go in the third. Stafford looking toward the end zone. It's caught by Davante Adams inside the 5. First and goal, Rams. First and goal for the Rams. Football sitting at the 2. Stafford just gets that off before the play clock hits 0, and that's a Rams touchdown to Davante Adams. A quick strike answer for the Rams to get back in this game. And now let's see if the Rams elect to go for 2 to try and bring this within a field goal. No, they're just going to kick it right now. So a great answer for the Rams after that special teams miscue. The extra point is good, and we are back to a 4-point game. That drive took 4 plays and 75 yards in only 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Stafford to Adams, 2-yard touchdown pass, and the Rams are back in it. (24-20). So an action-filled third quarter in just a little over 5 minutes of play. So a great answer for the Rams, where we wondered if with that special teams miscue and quick Seattle touchdown, if that would take the air out of the sails of the Rams. It did not. The Rams answer quickly. And we are back to a 4-point game. So now the Seahawks will go back on offense. And the kickoff. This will be a touchback, and this time the Seahawks will get it at the 35. Sean McVay fired up after that touchdown. So now the Seahawks will get it from the 35, first down and 10. With both teams nearing the 300-yard of offense mark, and we're only a little over 5 minutes into the third quarter. First down, Seahawks at the 35. Darnold, the handoff on first down, and this will be a gain of a couple up to the 37-yard line. Holani got the carry. Be second down and 8 coming up for Seattle. Because they're going to give Holani 3 on that, so second and 7. Second and 7 from the 38. And here's another handoff on second down. This one's to Walker, and Walker's going to be dropped in the backfield. And now third and long coming up for Seattle. Third down and 9 from the 36. Darnold throwing on third down. Passes low, but caught by Cooper Kupp. His first catch. And that'll be a Seattle first down. On third and 9, the pass to Kupp picks up 12. Cooper Kupp going up against his former team. Gets a big third down conversion there to keep the drive alive. First down at the 48. And another handoff. This one's to Walker. Walker will have a Seattle first down into Rams territory. Walker picks up 11 to the Rams 41. Kenneth Walker now up to 49 yards rushing. First down, Seahawks. Football at the Rams 41. Down to 7 minutes and counting here in the third. Darnold throws, passes caught. That's going to be near another first down. That'll be a gain of 9 to Halani. Second and short coming up for the Seahawks. Second and a yard. Football sitting at the Rams 32. Darnold with a screen pass on second down to Smith and Jigba. Smith and Jigba up to the 20-yard line. First down, Seattle. A gain of 12. First down at the 20. Seahawks in the red zone once again. That's now 139 yards receiving for Jackson Smith and Jigba. First down at the 20. Darnold fakes the handoff. Now rolls left, throws short, passes caught, and that'll get up to the 14, maybe the 13-yard line. Good pickup of 7 yards. A.J. Barner with the catch. Second and 3 coming up from the 13. Second down and 3 from the 13. Rams would love to hold Seattle to a field goal. That's incomplete. That was a little in front of the intended receiver. Then that time it'll be third down and 3. If the Rams can hold Seattle to a field goal try here, it'll still be a one-score game. Jake Bobo, the intended receiver on that pass, but it was a little too far in front of him. Clock stopped at 4:57 here in the third quarter. Third down and 3 for the Seahawks. Seattle 4 for 8 on third down conversions tonight. Darnold looking. Darnold throws and touchdown Seattle to Cooper Kupp. And the Seahawks answer right back after the Rams touchdown. And they're back up by 10, trying to make it 11 with the extra point. Extra point is good to make the lead back to 11 again. Nine plays, 65 yards, 4 minutes, 49 seconds. Darnold, 13-yard touchdown pass to Cooper Kupp. And it's 31-20 Seahawks. So Cooper Kupp with a touchdown against his former team to put the Seahawks back up by 11. So again, the Rams will have to answer. .328 yards of offense now for Seattle. Rams have put up 279. So Seahawks set to kick this back off to the Rams, who are again in an 11-point hole. 4:52 remaining in the third quarter. And this kickoff taken at the 3 to the 20, 25-yard line, and Whittington will be stopped right there. We do have a flag that comes in at the end of this play. Officials still discussing the flag here, and now we're going to get the call. Illegal block on the Rams on the return, so that is the Rams' first penalty tonight. So that will back up the Rams inside the 15. First down at the 13-yard line for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Stafford on first down throws, and it is caught. Again, Davante Adams up to the 45-yard line. A big gainer on first down from Stafford to Davante Adams. A gain of 35. Already, the Rams up to the 48-yard line. Stafford throws. That pass is caught and hit immediately is Colby Parkinson. There is a flag that comes in. That's a gain of only 2. We'll see what the flag is. It's illegal contact against the Seahawks. Illegal contact was against Rick Woolen. So the Rams on 2 plays have moved it into Seahawks territory at the Seattle 47. 1st and 10. It's a handoff on 1st down inside the 45 to the 42. That'll be a gain of 5 for Kyren Williams. Somebody headed back to the locker room there for the Rams. It's like the defensive end, Kobe Turner, as well as Jordan Whittington. On 2nd down, flag comes in. Stafford's pass is complete and brought down at the 41-yard line immediately was Williams, but we'll see what this flag is. We only had 3 flags thrown all first half. This is an illegal block against the Rams. This is already the 4th flag thrown in the 3rd quarter. Alaric Jackson guilty of the penalty there. 50-year offensive tackle out of Iowa. So that'll make it 2nd and 15. 3 minutes and counting to play, 3rd quarter. Stafford hands it off on 2nd down, and this is Williams, and he'll get to the 49 into Seattle territory. Still be a 3rd and long coming up for the Rams. 3rd and 12 upcoming. You're down 11 almost at the end of the 3rd quarter. Is this 4-down territory if you do not convert here on 3rd? Stafford on 3rd and 12. Stafford throws, passes, and complete, almost picked off. And now what do you do on 4th and 12 if you're the Rams? I'd say you're probably going to punt it. Well, that was a near interception for Rick Woolen. .213 to play in the 3rd quarter. We have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul after the play on Seattle. That is going to give the Rams a 1st down. Oh, my goodness. Woolen, after the near interception, did a little something after the play, and he just got flagged 15 yards. He's going over to the Rams bench area and doing a little taunt, and I think that's where they got him. I know it's the playoffs, and I know emotions are high, but you can't do that. You've got to be a little more disciplined than that. 1st down at the 34. Stafford airs this one out to the end zone. Touchdown, Rams! Puka Nacua. The touchdown reception, and again the Rams get back in it. So the penalty ends up being a very costly one for Seattle, as Nacua ended up getting by Woolen, who got that penalty. And the Rams, now let's see if they go for 2. They are looking at this to see if Nakua, that looks like a touchdown to me. Back and forth we go. They continue to look at this play to make sure it was a touchdown and that Nakua maintained possession the whole way through. For now, it's a touchdown pass to Nakua. We'll see if it holds on the replay. It would be a touchdown pass of 34 yards if it stands. Boy, what a battle between these two quarterbacks tonight. If this touchdown stands, both quarterbacks will have now passed for 3 touchdowns on the night. It was called a touchdown, and I think the question is, did Nakua maintain possession the whole way through? And the touchdown is going to stand. So the touchdown stands for Nakua. It ends up a 34-yard touchdown pass. Rams are still just going to kick it right here. Kind of surprised they're not going for 2, as we're down to 2:06 to go in the third. Extra point is good. And it is 31-27 with 2:06 to play in the third quarter. That was a 4-play, 53-yard drive in 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Matthew Stafford, 34-yard touchdown pass to Puka Nakua. The drive stayed alive. Seattle had the Rams stopped, but an unsportsmanlike taunting penalty after a third down play against Rick Woolen kept the drive alive for the Rams. And on the very next play, the Stafford touchdown pass to Nakua. And now Woolen and Imanuri getting into it a little bit on the Seahawks sideline. Here's the kickoff, taken at the 5, across the 20, 25, and a big hit at the 26-yard line. Rick Woolen and Nick Eamon-Wari exchanging some words on the Seahawks sideline there after that series was done. It was the Rick Woolen penalty that kept the drive alive. First down for the Seahawks. 2 minutes to play in the third. Football at the 27. This is a reverse play, and this isn't going to go for much, if anything. Shaheed goes for no gain. Rams had that sniffed out. It'll be 2nd and 10. Second and 10 for the Seahawks. Under a minute to go, or under a minute and a half, should say, to go in the third. Football at the 27. Darnold drops back. Darnold being pressured, and Darnold just has to throw it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 10. The Rams were bringing the pressure, and Darnold just had to heave it out of bounds. 3rd and 10. Third and 10 for the Seahawks from their own 27. Just over a minute to play in the third quarter. Smith and Jigba in motion here on this 3rd and 10 play. 5 for 9 on third downs tonight for the Seahawks. Darnold's throw is caught and diving, and they're going to mark him a little short. Walker tried to dive for the first down. It looks like they're marking him just short. That looks like a first down to me on the replay. His foot was still in bounds when he dove, and now they give him the first down. Okay. That looked like a first down. Darnold now over the 300-yard passing mark tonight. First down, Seahawks at the 37. Final half-minute, third quarter. Darnold just got that snap off before the play clock hit 0, and it's a short pass, and down at the 43-yard line is George Holani. And that play will probably bring us to the end of the third quarter. And it will. 15 minutes to go in this one. Seahawks up by 4, 31-27. 15 minutes to see who plays the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Taking a look at the stats after 3 quarters. Rams at 356 yards of offense to the Seahawks 343. Penalties in this game, 5 for the Seahawks for 45 yards, including that crucial 15-yarder against Rick Woolen that kept that drive alive for the Rams to score that touchdown. 2 penalties against the Rams for 20 yards. Seahawks have about a 4-minute time of possession advantage. Sam Darnold tonight, 21 of 30, 306 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has found 7 different receivers tonight. Leading receiver Jackson Smith and Jigba, 9 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 3 catches for 34 yards. George Holani, 3 catches, 27 yards. Cooper Kupp, 2 catches for 25 yards and a touchdown. A.J. Barner, 2 catches for 13 yards. Rashid Shaheed, easy for me to say, One catch, but it was that 51-yarder on that opening drive for Seattle that set up the touchdown. Jake Bobo, one catch for 17 yards and a touchdown. Running the football for Seattle, there hadn't been a whole lot in the running game tonight. Kenneth Walker, 13 carries for 49 yards. Meanwhile, for the Rams, Matthew Stafford, 13 of 21 passing, 265 yards, also 3 touchdowns. His 13 catches have been to 5 different receivers. Puka Nacua, the leading receiver, 5 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches for 46 yards for Colby Parkinson. Tyler Higbee, 1 catch for 12 yards. Kyron Williams, 1 catch for 9 yards and a touchdown. Running the ball for the Rams, Kyron Williams, 9 carries, 39 yards. Blake Corum, 8 carries, 44 yards. 100 yards rushing for the Rams. Had a little more success in the running game than the Seahawks have had. But here we go. Final 15 minutes of regulation. 2nd and 5 for the Seahawks from their own 42. Opening play, 4th quarter. Darnold looking. Darnold will now have room to run it himself. He'll get a first down and more into Rams territory and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Darnold takes it himself for 15 yards and picks up a Seahawks first down. Seahawks again move the football into Rams territory. They'll mark it at the 44, first down and 10. Darnold in trouble and is ate up and sacked. My goodness. Cameron Kitchens untouched and went right through that line and got to Darnold. Darnold had no chance right there. Wow. A loss of 9 on that sack brings up 2nd and 19. Seahawks back in their own territory at their own 47. Darnold again just gets the snap off. That's a short pass to Kupp up to the 48 of the Rams. That's good for 5, but it'll still be 3rd and long for Seattle. Third down and 14 for the Seahawks. They need to get to the Rams 35, 34 for a first down. And the Rams are offsides here, I think, unless they were drawn as the play is blown dead. Rams were bringing the blitz again, and it is an offsides call against the Rams. Didn't quite time it correctly that time. So that'll set up a more manageable 3rd and 10 now. Boy, the Rams were ready to bring it again. But Verse, the linebacker of the Rams, started a little too early. Or got across a little too early. So now it's 3rd and 10 for the Seahawks from the Rams 44. Looks like they're getting ready to bring the blitz again. Darnold on 3rd and 10 throws incomplete. A good defensive play for the Rams, and it'll force a Seahawks punt. Kobe Durant got in there defensively to deliver the hit. It looks like Shaheed was going to come down with it, but Durant got his hand in there and put the hit on Shaheed to knock the ball out. And the Rams will force a Seahawks punt for the first time in the second half. Kyron Williams back to return this punt for the Rams. Kyron Williams with a fair catch at the 10. And the Rams will have their worst starting field position of the night, but still only trailing by 4. Here comes Matthew Stafford and that Rams offense with 12:18 to go. Boy, the Rams defense comes through on that drive. So, Matthew Stafford, can he lead a comeback again, as he has done so many times in his career? Rams will start this drive at their own 10. They are backed up. They need a touchdown, down 4. That's why I was a little surprised on that last touchdown that they didn't try to go for 2 to bring it within a field goal. Seattle now has a 7-minute time of possession advantage in this game. But here come the Rams with 12:18 to play. 1st and 10 from the 10. The crowd loud at Lumen Field again. Now, Seahawks look like they might be showing blitz on this first down play. It's a handoff to Blake Corum. Corum left side. Corum across the 20. He's going to have first down yardage for the Rams up to the 21-yard line. So Blake Corum's run picks up a Rams first down. Stafford on first down. Fakes the handoff. Stafford now throws short, then finds Corum. That's going to be another first down for the Rams. Corum up to the 36. So on 2 plays, the Rams have picked up 26 yards and moved it up to the 36. Rams nearing 400 yards of offense. First down at the 36. Stafford throws left side. Pass is caught by Kyron Williams. Williams has a first down and out of bounds at midfield. 3 consecutive first downs picked up for the Rams. And the ball is up to midfield. Have a stoppage of play here. Injured Seahawk. Injured Seahawk was Drake Thomas, but he was walking off under his own power. First down for the Rams at the 49. Stafford airing it out toward the end zone, overshoots everybody, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Mumpfield was down there as the intended receiver, but it was well overthrown. 2nd down and 10. Second and 10 for the Rams from the 49. 10:21 to go in the fourth. Stafford on 2nd down. Stafford throws, caught. That's going to be another first down. Colby Parkinson up to the 35 of Seattle. First down for the Rams at the Seahawks 35. Stafford looking, throws. That pass is caught by Corum over the middle inside the 30 to the 28. At 7 more. 2nd down and 3 coming up. Second down for the Rams. Stafford looks, throws, caught. Corum up to the 26. I mistakenly said 2nd and 3, or it's 2nd and 8. And that play goes for 7. It'll be 3rd and a yard now for the Rams. Down to 8.5 minutes and counting in the fourth. 3rd and 1 from the Seattle 26. 8th play of the drive. Stafford fakes the handoff, throws, first down. No, it is incomplete. Parkinson couldn't hang on. And now on 4th and 1, I don't think there's any question the Rams are going to go for this. Oh, Parkinson had it, but couldn't hang on. Fourth and 1, Rams keeping the offense out with 8:16 to go. Stafford to throw on 4th and 1. He's going to try and run for it, and he gets there. First down at the 23. Looked like he was going to pass it. He had nowhere to pass it and then ran for it himself. On 4th and 1, he picked up 3. And the drive continues for the Rams. Midway point of the fourth quarter. First down, Rams from the 23 of the Seahawks. And a running play, and it's going to be a loss. There is a flag on the play. Corum's brought down for a 2-yard loss. We'll see what the flag is. There looked like some movement before the snap. It's offsides against the Seahawks, though. So it'll make it 1st and 5, as that'll move the football into the red zone. Tyrese Knight, second-year linebacker out of UTEP, guilty of the offsides penalty. First and 5 for the Rams. Football at the 18 of Seattle. Stafford drops back. Stafford now will give it off to Nacua. Nacua has a first down and out of bounds at the 12. It was a little pitch play there to Puka Nacua. And the Rams have a first down inside the Seahawk 15. First down Rams at the Seahawks 12. Long drive here for the Rams. Stafford throws over the middle to Nacua. Nacua gets to the 7. Second down. Be the 12th play of the drive coming up. Matthew Stafford up to 330 yards passing. Nacua back to the sideline. He's getting a breather on this play. 2nd and 4 from the 7. Stafford, handoff to Kyren Williams. Williams will get a yard to the 6, bringing up 3rd down and 2. 5.5 to go and counting. This drive nearing 7 minutes. Third down and 4. Football at the 6. Rams can get a first down at the 2-yard line. Stafford, he can run this, and now throws into the end zone, incomplete. He had room to run that. Intended receiver was Mumpfield, but he was covered well by Witherspoon. And on 4th down, looks like on 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. Let's see what the Rams do here. Rams offense stays out on 4th and 4 from the 6. 4:59 to go. Field goal would cut it to 1 here. Stafford, end zone, incomplete, and the Seahawks hold. Witherspoon with his second great defensive play. And with 4:54 to go, the Seahawks take over on downs. I still don't understand why at the end of that third quarter, when the Rams got that touchdown there late in the third, that they don't go for 2 there. Because if you could have kicked a field goal right there if they would have converted that 2-point and tied the game. Instead, you still need a touchdown. That was still a puzzling decision to me. And even if you would have kicked the field goal here, you could have got it down to a 1-point game. So the Seahawks will take over with 4:54 to go, and the Rams went on a long drive, all for naught. So now the Seahawks, there's still plenty of time. 4:54 to go. If the Rams can hold the Seahawks, especially to 3-and-out here, they should get the ball back with pretty good field position. Again, I want to remind you, tomorrow night on my YouTube and Kick pages on the live stream, college basketball for you tomorrow night. It will be Abilene Christian and Tarleton State out of the Southland Conference. Going to try and get a little more mid-majors in here, and that's a pretty good Tarleton State team. Abilene Christian and Tarleton State out of the Southland Conference tomorrow, college basketball, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'll be on just prior to that. That's going to be on YouTube and on my YouTube and Kick stream tomorrow. Back here, 4:54 to go. Seahawks take over at their own 6. Maybe a little early to use clock yet. Seahawks want to try to get some yardage here and not have to punt from their end zone. First down, this is a handoff to Walker, and Walker will be stopped as he gets to the 10. That's a gain of 4 for Kenneth Walker. Brings up second down and 6. Four and a half and counting to go in the fourth. These two teams played a doozy in Week 16. Seattle made a big fourth quarter comeback. End up winning that game. Darnold on 2nd and 6 throws. Pass is caught by Walker. Walker will get the first down across the 20. Walker still on his feet up to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 16 for Kenneth Walker and a first down, a big first down for Seattle. First down for the Seahawks at the 26. Going to go under 3.5 minutes. Both teams still with their complement of 3 timeouts. Darnold the handoff, and this will be Walker gaining 3. It'll be second down and 7. And a timeout called on defense by the Rams. 2 weeks from tonight, Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. We know the Patriots will be there. Will it be the Rams or the Seahawks as their opponent? 3:26 away from finding that out, barring overtime. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Seattle. From the 29. Darnold out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it here. And he'll throw it right side and out of bounds. It'll be third down and 7. And Seahawks gave the Rams a gift there by the Rams not having to use a timeout. Possibly, or not possibly, the biggest third down play of the night right here. Shaheed got a little bit of a shove there on that second down play. Play clock down to 1, and the Seahawks are going to have to take a timeout. So both teams have used a timeout here on this drive. Both teams left with 2. If the Rams can hold here and force the Seahawks to punt, they're going to give Matthew Stafford another chance to do what he has done so many times over his career. And that's lead the Rams from behind to a fourth quarter comeback. But they're going to have to get this third down stop first. 3:20 remaining. Two timeouts left for both sides, plus the 2-minute warning. Rams need a stop on third down. Teams have combined for over 800 yards of offense tonight. 435 for the Rams, 374 for the Seahawks. Both quarterbacks have thrown for well over 300. It's going to be third down for Seattle. When we resume out of the timeout. They just showed a commercial I've never seen before. It was actually kind of funny. It was an IndyCar commercial. So here we go. Third down for the Seahawks. Do they take a chance and put it in the air again? Or will they keep it on the ground and even if they don't get it, force the Rams to use a timeout? Darnold's in shotgun here. Darnold taking the snap. Darnold is going to pass it. Darnold throws. Pass is caught, but now they're calling Cooper Kupp down. I think he's going to be about a half yard short. It depends on the spot. And they're going to give him the first down. I'm not sure. Let's see. They're showing the replay here. Kupp's got it there. He did maintain possession. Where was the football at, though? Well, that's close. They give Kupp the first down. He needed to get right at the 35. I think he's about a half yard short looking at the replay. And Sean McVay looks like he's going to throw the challenge flag. Oh, they're calling him down by contact, which I don't think is reviewable. And I have no idea why it's not reviewable. There's the catch. The ball. Well, I don't know. There's an angle here right along the sideline that they're showing right now. And with that angle, it looks like Kupp is short. But I've got the sound down, of course, when I do these live streams, but I saw they just had Dean Blandino on there. I think, since they're calling him down by contact, I don't think that is a reviewable play. Here's a handoff on first down. This is going nowhere. And the Rams will take their final timeout at 3:05. So 2nd down and 10. If the Seahawks do end up going on to win this game, you know that play is going to be talked about. There are some plays in the NFL that are not reviewable, which I have no earthly idea why. And I'm pretty sure down by contact is one of them. Second and 10 from the 35. Darnold rolling right. Darnold throws. Pass caught. Jackson Smith and Jigba at the 49. That's a gain of 14 and another first down. And the Rams cannot stop it. Seahawks will have to run a play before the 2-minute warning. That's the only time the Rams have left to stop it, is the 2-minute warning. 155 yards receiving tonight for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now the official stop play with 2:28 to go. They have reset the clock to 3 minutes. First down for Seattle at the 49. I have no idea why they reset the clock there. Dean Blandino was probably explaining it, but here's Walker, and Walker will get a couple. And now the Seahawks will have to run a second down play now before the 2-minute warning. Whereas had they let the clock stand before, they would only had to run the first down play. If the Rams can stop them here, they'll get the ball back with about a minute 5, minute 10. But they've got to stop Seattle 2 more times, or else this game is over. Darnold on second down, rolling left. Darnold throws, pass incomplete, flag down with 2:12 to play. If this is against the Rams, it's going to give the Seahawks a first down. And it looks like it is. Defensive holding on the Rams, and that's an automatic first down. Kobe Durant called for the hold. That gives the Seahawks a first down. Seahawks will still have to run one play before the 2-minute warning, but that may have just sealed the Rams' fate. Here's a handoff. Walker still taking the pile and picks up 7 yards, where the Rams initially had him stopped after about 4. 2-minute warning in Seattle. The Seahawks 2 minutes away from their first trip to the Super Bowl since 2014. 31-27. So 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes separate the Seahawks from the NFC Championship trophy and a berth in Super Bowl 60 against the Patriots. Rams out of timeouts, cannot stop the clock. First down ends this game. If the Rams get the stop, they can get the football back with about 30 seconds or so. Handoff, and Walker's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of 2. So now you've got third down and about 6. Do you roll the dice and try and put it in the air and end this game, or do you keep it on the ground? Seahawks are probably going to take this as far down as they can and take a timeout. They have 2 remaining. It's actually a loss of 3 on that play, so they're going to mark it third down and 7. Play clock down to 3. And now the Seahawks will take a timeout with 1:15 remaining. Second timeout called by Seattle. Seahawks have a third down and 7 out of this timeout. Teams have combined for just shy of 850 yards of offense. Seahawks need 7 yards to put this game on ice and send the Seahawks to the Super Bowl. Darnold is in the shotgun. And Darnold is ate up and sacked. Again, the Rams blitz and get right through that line. That is not a terrible thing for Seattle because they can run the clock down. They can take this down to about 33 seconds. And I'm sure they will, and then take their last time out. Seahawks do not take the timeout. They just punt it. And the punt, why do you fair catch that? Why do you fair catch that at the 8-yard line? So we've seen Matthew Stafford pull off fourth quarter comebacks before, but this would be the most miraculous of miraculous, as the Rams have to go 92 yards in 25 seconds with no timeouts. I know you are trying to save as much time as you can, but you're at your own 8-yard line. You do not fair catch that. First down for the Rams, 92 yards away from the end zone with 25 seconds. Stafford throws from the end zone. Pass is caught up to the 30. That's Nakua. Rams hurrying up to the line. And Stafford will spike it with 10 seconds. Stafford has his left hand's a little banged up here. Down to 10 seconds. Seattle crowd is roaring. 10 seconds left. 2nd and 10 at the 30. You're going to have to go to the sideline and give yourself a chance for one Hail Mary. And we have a whiff stoppage before the snap. Final timeout called by Seattle. Ten seconds to go. Both teams out of timeout. 2nd and 10 for the Rams from the 30. You're going to have to get a little bit closer here and go to the sideline so you can give Stafford a Hail Mary chance. Stafford going to the sideline. Pass is caught up to midfield. Oh, they're saying he's inbounds and the clock's going to expire. And the Seahawks are headed to the Super Bowl. They say the tackle was inbound and time expires. The Seahawks win it 31-27 and are punching their ticket to Super Bowl 60. Nakua with the catch. Oh, yep, his knee's down in bounds. That's a good call. Yeah, yep, sure is. A great call. Tough way to see this game end. You would like to have seen Stafford get one Hail Mary chance, but the correct call was made. Nakua's knee was down in bounds. Seahawks heading to the Super Bowl for the first time in 12 years. Mike McDonald and Sean McVay shake hands. (31-27) the final score. The Seahawks, the number 1 seed in the NFC, heading to Super Bowl 60 and will face the New England Patriots. (31-27), the final score. Run down the final stats here in this game. Rams end up outgaining the Seahawks 479 to 396. Seahawks had about a 4-minute time of possession advantage. Individual numbers from this game. Sam Darnold, 25 of 36, 346 yards and 3 touchdown passes. His main target tonight, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 4 catches for 49 yards. Cooper Kupp, 4 catches, 36 yards and a touchdown. 3 catches, 27 yards for George Holani. 1 catch for 51 yards for Rashid Shaheed. A.J. Barner had 2 catches for 13 yards. Jake Bobo, 1 catch for 17 yards and a touchdown. Running the ball, not real effective in the running game tonight, just 75 yards rushing. Kenneth Walker had 19 carries, 62 yards. Sam Darnold rushed it 3 times for 9 yards. George Holani rushed it 3 times for 4 yards. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford, 22 of 35, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns. His leading receiver tonight, Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 165 yards, and 1 touchdown reception. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. Colby Parkinson, 3 catches, 62 yards. Blake Corum, 3 catches, 24 yards. Kyron Williams, 2 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown, and 1 reception for 12 yards for Tyler Higbee. Running the ball for the Rams, Kyron Williams, 10 carries, 39 yards. Blake Corum, 9 carries, 55 yards. Matthew Stafford rushed it 2 times for 16 yards. And Puka Nacua, 1 carry for 4 yards. As the Seahawks win the NFC Championship 31-27 over the Los Angeles Rams, and they are advancing to Super Bowl 60 against the New England Patriots. That will be 2 weeks from tonight in Santa Clara at Levi's Stadium. So that's going to wrap it up here on the live stream tonight. Again, my name is John on YouTube, Sports Bonanza John. If you like my content, would really appreciate a like and subscribe. Also on Twitch tonight at Sport Guru John. Also, you can follow me on Kick at Sports Kick John. We'll be back with you tomorrow night for a college basketball live stream out of the Southland Conference, Abilene Christian and Tarleton State. That will be a 7 o'clock tip-off. We'll be on just prior to that. Get you set for that one out of the Southland Conference, Abilene Christian and Tarleton State. College basketball live stream. Appreciate you joining me tonight, everyone. It was a doozy tonight. Seahawks, NFC champions, heading to the Super Bowl. We've got a Super Bowl matchup now of the Patriots and the Seahawks in 2 weeks from Santa Clara. Appreciate you joining me, and hopefully you can join me tomorrow night for some college basketball between Abilene Christian and Tarleton State.